Hello, good evening, and welcome to Onondaga Community College, as the 6 and 21 Newark Pilots are on the road and ready to take on the 12 and 10 Onondaga Flames. The Pilots are 2 and 5 in their previous 7 matchups with the Flames, but the most recent, an exciting game on the first day of July. Will Frank took a no-hitter into the 9th inning. After striking out the first batter, he allowed a walk and a single to end his no-hitter and a shutout. He was pulled after throwing 127 pitches in the game. Over the course of 2 different relievers to follow Frank, the Flames got the next 5 base runners on to tie the game at 5. However, in the bottom half of the 9th, DeMarcus Guillory led off the inning with a double, Hunter Wells bunted him over to third, and Will Alaka drove him in with a walk-off sacrifice fly. The Pirates hosted the Utica Blue Sox on Sunday and were shut out 3-0. Off to a 1-1 start here in July, the Pilots will send their 6'2" southpaw Chris Vitale to the mound. Vitale from Erie Community College and Cheektowaga, New York, is making his 11th appearance and 3rd start. He's 1-1 with a 6.91 ERA. In 14 1/3 previous innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 15 runs, 11 of those earned, 9 walks, while striking out 14 hitters. The Pilots will take their swings against Brian Nolan for the Flames. This will be the Pilots' second matchup against the southpaw from SUNY Oswego. In Game 1 of the doubleheader back on June 21st, Brian Nolan went 5 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, just 1 unearned run. He walked 4 and struck out 4 Pilots hitters. Most importantly, he picked up his first and only win of the summer campaign. The lineup for the Pilots that will take their swings off of Nolan looks like this. Batting first, playing center field, Mark McKenna. Batting second, playing short, Michael O'Connor. Batting third, Hunter Wells. Batting fourth, playing catcher, Will Alaka. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Po Chuan Pon. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Over Torres. Batting seventh, playing right, Colton Carney. Batting eighth, playing left, Wei Chi Chen. And rounding out the order, batting ninth and playing second base, it's Christian Orr. The defense behind Brian Nolan looks like this. Colin Bivard in left to right in outfield is Colin Bivard, Matthew Carey, and Sam Little. Left to right in the infield, Tyler Rourke, Wyatt Myers, Webb Little, and Trey Bauer. And catching Brian Nolan is Dylan Nolan. It's a beautiful 74 degrees here at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York. You're listening to Frank LaSala on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Now, as Nolan just about finishes up his warm-up tosses, let's play some baseball. Pilots are coached by Franklin Bush, their assistant coach who will coach third, and their pitching coach, Bennett Schultz, who will coach first base. So, Mark McKenna, the left-handed hitting center fielder, will dig in to the left-handed batter's box to face the lefty Brian Nolan. In 14 1/3 previous innings, he's allowed 16 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned, walked 12, and struck out 16. He's 1-1 with a 5.02 ERA, making his 4th start. The first pitch to Mark McKenna swung on and missed for strike 1. First pitch, 7:05 Eastern Time. McKenna behind in the count, 0-1. Batted 9th in the order last night, leading off today. This one fouled off the knob of the bat after McKenna tried to check his swing. And now they're going to say it hit him. So not a foul ball. In fact, it's a hit by pitch. So Mark McKenna leads off the bat, and he'll be at first base. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Michael O'Connor. Batting just 167 on the year, but has a 500 on-base percentage. So he is getting on base, although just not with hits. Squares the bunt, pulls it back as he takes high for ball 1. O'Connor playing short. McKenna, the center fielder, leads off first. McKenna's stolen 1 base in 3 attempts. O'Connor has walked in 12 of his 24 plate appearances. takes high for ball 2. Played Sunday, his last appearance against the Flames. Struck out twice and hit a single. The 2-0. Taken high and counts 3-0. So after firing strike 1 into Mark McKenna, a hit by pitch, and then 3 straight balls to Michael O'Connor. O'Connor has shown a good eye, whether he's been batting at the top of the lineup or the bottom. Now the 3-0 to him. Takes a strike, so stops the streak of 4 straight missed out of the zone. And the count's 3-1. McKenna being held on by Bauer. The 3-1. O'Connor thought it was ball 4. Instead, it's strike 2. And Brian Nolan has come back to work the count full after starting behind 3-0. The 3-2. McKenna stays. The payoff pitch. Fouled back out of play. We'll do it again. Here at Onondaga Community College, this Monday night here in Syracuse, New York. Pilots 6-21, 1-1 in the month of July. Flames 12-10, 0-1 in the month of July. That one against the Pilots. O'Connor checks his swing. They're going to say he went around for strike 3. So O'Connor down on strikes after starting out ahead in the count 3-0. 3 straight strikes fired in from Brian Nolan for his first strikeout of the night. That will bring up the switch hitting third baseman Hunter Wells. Lines the first pitch into right. Little back, still back. It's going to be over his head and over the wall. May have cost the Pilots a run. It's a ground rule double for Hunter Wells. And the Pilots have 2 runners in scoring position. Alaka had the big hit against the Flames the other night, went 4 for 4, but his sacrifice fly led to a Pilots walk-off. Flames bring their infield in about halfway. Alaka takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So the ball that Hunter Wells hit the other way just kept carrying. Sam Little, playing in right, could not catch up to it, and it bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. Had to hold McKenna at third. Don't want to assume he would have scored, but would have cost the Pilots a chance. The 1-0 to Wells, taken low, blocked by Dylan Nolan. Counts 2-0 to Alaka. Will played first base last night against Utica and went 0 for 4. Getting the catching duties tonight after playing first the last 2 games. Lines this one into left. It's a base hit. McKenna had to freeze, but he'll score. Hunter Wells will be held at third. It's an RBI single for Will Alaka. And the Pilots are on the board early. It's 1-0. Wells moves up 90 feet to third. And that'll bring up Po Chuan Pon. Not the designated hitter. He's playing first base tonight. It'll be Poe's first look at first, and the 4th different Pilot to appear. Peter Battaglia, their everyday first baseman, getting a few days off with a slight hamstring injury. Pilots have runners on the corners with 1 out. The batter's Poe, batting .241 with a .389 on base percentage, takes outside for ball 1. 7 for 29 in 9 previous games for the Taiwanese-born backstop, now first baseman tonight. The 1-0 from Dolan, letter high fastball, counts 1-1. Alaka leads off first, drove in the game's first run on an RBI single. That runner was McKenna. Hunter Wells leads off third. The 1-1 grounded up the middle over Nolan. Webb Little steps on second. Return throw to first is in time for an inning-ending double play. But the Pilots get on the scoreboard. with a run. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors in the inning. And because of the double play, just 1 Pilot left on base. We played a half an inning. Newark 1, Onondaga coming to bat. Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning. Pilots got 1 in the top half on a Will Alaka 1-out single. An inning-ending double play from the first baseman tonight, Poe, ended a Pilots threat. The 6'2" southpaw making his 3rd start. The defense behind him, left to right in the outfield, Wei Chi-Chen, Mark McKenna, Colton Carney. Left to right in the infield, Hunter Wells, Mike O'Connor, Christian Orr, and Po Chuan Pan. And catching, Vitali, it's Will Alaka. Digging in for the Flames, their right-handed hitting left fielder, Colin Bivard. First pitch from Vitali misses for ball 1. Bivard just 5 for 29 with a 172 on base percentage. This one is going to be lined into right. It's a base hit. Carney over. He'll cut it off. A leadoff single for Colin Bivard. And the Flames immediately have their first runner on. Shutdown innings have been a problem for the Pilots this year. In an inning after they score a run, the Pilots have given up 56 runs. So the Pilots have scored runs in 56 innings, not including innings that they take their last at-bats. And in 56 previous innings, they've allowed a run. So giving up exactly 1 run in the half inning after scoring. We'll see if Vitali can limit that damage. Left-handed hitting second baseman Webb Little up here with the runner on first. Vitali from the stretch drops a breaking ball in for strike 1. So it's a 1-1 count from Vitali to Webb Little. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Webb Little was trying to hit that one over the scoreboard here in right. With that swing, counts 1-2. The first inning has also been a problem for Pilots pitching, giving up just about 1 run per game in the first. It's their 3rd worst inning on the mound, the 1-2. Hits Webb Little. So he'll take first base, and the first 2 batters have reached against Vitali here in the bottom of the first. Their next 2 worst innings, or their worst 2 innings, the 5th inning they've given up 29, and the 6th they've given up 27. That'll bring up Webb Little's twin brother, Sam Little. Little playing right field. Could not catch the Hunter Wells ball that bounced over his head for the ground rule double. Broke up Will Frank's no-hitter with 1 out in the 9th inning. Little had taken the 2 best at-bats against Frank all night. who went into the ninth with 3 walks. 2 of those walks had been against Sam Little. So Little reached base 3 out of his 4 times against Will Frank. Drove in a hit and scored a run. Drove in a run with a hit and scored in that game. Vitale is making his 2nd start against Onondaga and 3rd appearance. The 1-0 to Sam Little is fouled back. Counts 1-1. On June 23rd, in Game 2 of a doubleheader, which the Pilots and the Flames split. Game 1 was a suspended game that was resumed. He went just an inning and 2/3, allowed 7 runs, 5 earned on just 1 hit. He walked 4, hit a few, but took the no decision. Little squares the bunt, gets it down the third base line. Vitale charges, fires to Poe covering first for the first out. So a successful sacrifice bunt from the number 3 hitter, Sam Little, and there's runners on 2nd and 3rd. With just 1 out. That'll bring up Trey Bauer, the right-handed hitting first baseman from Cornell, batting .554 in 7 games against the Pilots this year. 12 hits, 22 at-bats. First pitch missed for ball 1. From Vitale to Bauer. Runners on 2nd and 3rd take their leads. The 1-0 checks his swing, went around, counts 1-1. Chris Vitale pitching to Will Olaka, towing the rubber from the 3rd base side for the southpaw. Webb Little and Colin Bivard lead off 2nd and 3rd. The 1-1 lined into center. It's a base hit. 1 run will score. McKenna cuts it off and gets it in. Webb Little moves up to 3rd. Had to freeze on the line drive that was hit right at him. Had to make sure it wasn't going to hit him. And now Bauer moves up on the throw to 2nd base. As the throw made it all the way up to the plate, and Coach Franklin Bush going to go out and have an argument with the base umpire. So 1 run scores on the RBI single from Bauer, and then he moves to 2nd on the throw. So he picks up his first RBI of the night, as both cleanup hitters have driven in runs. And the score is all knotted up at once here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. That'll bring up Kyle Gallagher, batting .298, 14 for 47, with a .358 on-base percentage. The designated hitter lines the first pitch back, strike 1. The junior at Cornell teammates with the man standing on 2nd, Trey Bauer. Kyle Gallagher, just 4 for 21 against the Pilots this year, batting below the Mendoza line, 190. 1 strike pitch is fouled back. Olaka will give it a look, no dice. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2, is Kyle Gallagher. The only out in this inning came on a sacrifice bunt from Sam Little. Gallagher, the number 5 hitter, with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Pilots have their infield standing at halfway. The 2-strike pitch taken high. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 swung on and fouled back. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Breaking ball gets the outside corner, or maybe not. Alaka will hold it there. No dice. And the count is 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 1 run home, there's 1 out. Working from the stretch, it's Vitale. The 2-2. Taken high, and the count is full to Kyle Gallagher, the designated hitter. The payoff pitch, breaking ball off the plate, ball 4, and the bases are full of Flames here in the bottom of the first. And Alaka and pitching coach Bennett Schultz will go out and have a conversation with their starter, Chris Vitale. After the Pilots got 1 in the top of the first on a Will Alaka RBI single. It was Alaka's 10th RBI. Flames got the first 2 base runners on, then a sacrifice bunt moved them over to second and third. A single from Trey Bauer. He advanced to second on the throw. And then a walk by Gallagher has put the bases full of Flames. Vitale, a pitch away from getting out of this inning with a ground ball. Or a pitch away from disaster here in the top of the first. Make that the bottom. The hitter is Matthew Carey. Average just at the Mendoza line, 200, 417 on-base percentage. The sophomore from Ithaca playing center field. First pitch taking outside. Counts 1-0. Vitale working from his windup with the bases loaded. Carey appearing in his 5th game against the Pilots. He's 3 for 12, batting .250. Takes off the plate for ball 2. He has reached base 6 times other than the 3 hits, 4 via a walk and 2 via the hit by pitch. Pops the 2-0 back. Alaka will give it a look. No dice. Counts 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first inning here at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York. Middle infield double play depth. Hunter Wells and Poe on the corners, even with the bags. Drops a breaking ball. McKenna started in. He'll go back. He'll find it. He'll settle under it and make the play. The runners on second and third will tag. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Matt Carey. And it's 2-1. Flames lead. So Webb Little scores on the tag. And Trey Bauer moves to third. So there's runners on the corners and 2 outs. Matthew Carey picks up the second RBI. Now the hitter's Dylan Nolan. Just 1 for 12 with an .083 batting average in 7 previous games. Breaking ball at the knees from Vitale for strike 1. Nolan, the 7th Flame to come to bat here in the bottom of the first. They've scored 2 runs off of Vitale. Runner goes. Throw down from Alaka into center field. The runner from third will score. And the runner from first will go all the way to third. Should be an error on Alaka allowing the run to score. We'll see how that one ends up getting scored. So Bauer comes around to score the game's 4th run and the Flames' 3rd. Next pitch from Vitale missed. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lined foul from Dylan Nolan. Counts 2-2. So Gallagher ends up all the way at third. The 2-2 from the stretch. Popped into left. Chen back, McKenna over. Chen will find it, settle under it, and make the play to end the inning. But not before the Flames get 3. 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error in the inning, and 1 man left on base. We played 1. Onondaga leads 2-1. Welcome back. Top of the second inning, 3-1 Flames lead on 3 runs scored in the bottom half of the first. After the Pilots got 1 in the top half, they answered with 3 off of Vitale. It'll be Torres, Carney, and Chen here against Brian Nolan. First pitch fouled back, counts 0-1. Torres, the designated hitter tonight, started in right for the Pilots last night. Nolan from his windup, the 1-strike pitch. Bounced, blocked by Dylan Nolan. Counts 1-1. Torres, 14 for 58, batting .241 with a .290 on-base percentage in 17 previous games. Went 1 for 4 in the 3-0 loss last night. The 1-1 lined into left, past the glove of Wyatt Myers. It's a base hit. So back-to-back innings with the leadoff man on for the Pilots. And they're in business here to start the second. That'll bring up Colton Carney, the right-handed swinging right fielder, batting .208, just above the Mendoza line in 7 previous games with a .345 on-base percentage. Torres leads off first, led off the inning with a single. The first pitch to Carney, swung on and fouled back. Torres started to run, hit and run on. Counts 1-1, or 0-1. 3-1 Flames here in the top of the second inning. Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York. 6-21 Pilots, 12-10 Flames. Both looking up at the Jamestown Jammers. 1-strike pitch grounded to second. Myers to Little. Return throw. In time for the double play. 6-4-3. 2 outs for the price of 1, and the leadoff single is erased on the double play. So, as quickly as Torres reached on a single, he's erased on the double play, and Wei-Chi Chen will dig in with 2 outs. The first pitch, off speed, swung on and missed for strike 1. Flames 7 games behind the Jamestown Jammers. They're in third. Pilots 15.5 games behind them. They're in last. Just 2-8 in their last 10. The 2-strike pitch to Chen. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and thanks to the double play, no Pilots left on base. We played an inning and a half. Flames lead 3-1. 8, 9, and 1 here for the Onondaga Flames in the bottom of the second. Pilots went 1, 2, 3 in the top half thanks to a double play, erasing a leadoff single from Over Torres. Wyatt Myers digs in the shortstop. First pitch from Vitale, strike 1. After the Pilots got 1 in the top half of the first, Chris gave up 3 in the bottom half on 2 hits. Pitches popped up. Poe over, Alaka over. They'll both run out of room as it hits off the top of the dugout on the Flame side for strike 2. Wyatt Myers, shortstop from the University at Buffalo. Has played in 4 games against the Pilots this year. He's 2 for 12, 167 batting average against them. The 2-strike pitch from Chris Vitale gets away. It counts 1 and 2. Vitale threw 28 pitches in that opening frame. 1-2 off the plate. Counts all evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. From his windup, the pitch popped up. Or back, Carney in. Carney will call the youngster off, make the play for the first out here in the bottom of the second. With 1 away, that'll bring up the number 9-hole hitter, Tyler Rourke. The right-handed swinging third baseman from Alabama A&M digs in. Just 2 for 15 in 6 previous games. Batting .133 with a .125 on-base percentage. Vitale from the windup, breaking ball misses. Ball 1. With a 1-0. Taken for strike 1. Rourke appeared in the walk-off loss on Sunday as he takes strike 2. Took over at third base in the bottom of the 8th and grounded out in the 9th. The 1-2. Line to left. Chen back, still back. Finds it, settles under it, makes the play for out number 2. So back-to-back flyouts from Chris Vitale. And that'll flip the lineup back over for Colin Bivard. The right-handed swinging left fielder singled and scored a run his first time up. Scored the tying run in this game. It's 3-1 in the bottom of the second. Up for the second time in as many innings. Vitale from the windup looking to go 1, 2, 3 and end this second inning. The first pitch to Bivard. Breaking ball at the shins. Ball 1. Bluebird Monday night here in Syracuse. Just a few thin clouds hovering overhead. Last time we were here, we had a lightning delay that took about 18 minutes of playing time, the 2-0. Swung on and missed strike 1. But the lightning in the area all happened about a half an hour, maybe even earlier, a half hour to 45 minutes before the delay actually took place. 2-1 has popped up. McKenna back, still back. This ball is going to be over his head and over the wall. It's a 2-out ground rule double for Colin Bivard. He's 2 for 2, and the inning will continue. So back to the story. With no clouds hovering overhead and no lightning, Pilots players called it a sun delay here at Onondaga Community College. They lost that game 9-3. They're losing this game 3-1. And the batter's Webb Little was hit by a pitch and scored a run his first time up. Vitale from the stretch. First pitch almost hits him again. Ball 1. And the Pilots' first 28 games, including the exhibition game, Hadn't seen a ground rule double. We've seen 2 through the first 2 innings tonight. Breaking ball. This one almost hits him. Goes over Webb Little's back. And the count's 2-0. So 2 balls to Webb Little and 2 balls that almost hit him to the left-handed swinging second baseman. Played short the other night at Colburn Park. Went 1 for 4. Vitale looks back now. Fires in the 2-0 to right. Carney in. Finds it, settles under it, and makes the play to end this inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors in the inning, and the 2-out ground rule double wasted. We've played 2. Flames lead 3-1. Leading off for the Pilots here in the top of the third, it's Christian Orr. It'll be 9-1-2 against Brian Nolan. First pitch misses outside. Counts 1-0 to Christian Orr. The 1-0 missed. 2-0. Christian Orr had started this year 0 for 22, but hit a double in his last at-bat the other night in the Pilots' 14-8 loss in Game 2 against Jamestown. So, after going 0 for 22 in his first 22, he's 1 for 1 in his last AB. The youngest Pilot waits. The 3-1 lined into center field. Make that 2 for 2. He'll touch first with a leadoff single here in the top of the second. 3 consecutive innings the Pilots have had their leadoff man on. First inning, he came around to score. Second inning, he was erased on a double play. We'll see now what Mark McKenna can do as the lineup flips over. He was hit by a Brian Nolan pitch. His first time up. Orr leads off first. McKenna waits the pitch, squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike 1. Tyler Rourke came charging in from third as McKenna squared the bunt. Christian Orr has stolen 2 bases in 3 attempts. Nolan working from the stretch. McKenna not bunting this time. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. Counts 0-2. To the left-handed swinging center fielder Mark McKenna. Average just above the Mendoza line at 212. Orr leads off first after a leadoff single. Nolan's pitch, the 2-strike pitch, hits McKenna. So McKenna will take first or will move down to second. McKenna's second hit by pitch in as many at-bats. So, came into tonight with 2 hit-by pitches in 14 previous games. Has been hit twice. And that'll bring up Michael O'Connor. Struck out swinging against Nolan his first time up. One of 2 Brian Nolan strikeouts. Working from the stretch. Squares the bunt is O'Connor. Pulls it back and takes strike 1. The first baseman, Trey Bauer, came charging in. Webb Little, the second baseman, went over to cover first on the squared bunt attempt from O'Connor. He pulled it back. He's behind 0-1. Orr and McKenna lead off second and first. Nolan from the stretch. O'Connor squares the bunt. Bohr charges in. He pulls it back. He'll square again. He'll get it down in front of the plate. Bohr will charge it. Only play is at first, and he'll make the play. So a successful sacrifice bunt for Mike O'Connor, and the runners move up. That'll bring up Hunter Wells. Hit a ground rule double his first time up. His 9th hit in his 8th game. Runners on second and third. Flames will bring their infield in about halfway. Sack bunt 3-4 put out for O'Connor. It's McKenna and Orr. The first pitch to Wells takes on the black, counts 0-1. Rourke playing the deepest, about a step behind third. Bauer playing the furthest in, about a step onto the grass. 2 runners on, 1 out. We're in the top of the third. The Flames lead 3-1. Pilots have the tying run on second. Lined up the middle, it's going to be a base hit. An RBI single for Hunter Wells. McKenna going to be held at third as the throw comes firing back to the catcher. Hunter Wells will take second. On the RBI single for Wells, Orr scores. And the Pilots are only down 1. McKenna moves up. And there's runners on second and third still for Will Alaka. So the throw came all the way to the plate, bobbled by Dylan Nolan, but didn't want to throw down to second to try to get Wells and try to allow McKenna to score. So it counts 3-2 after the RBI single, and the first pitch to Will Alaka is taken for strike 1. Alaka singled in the game's first run in the top of the first. He's 1 for 1. Swings at the second pitch up in the zone, counts 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Alaka 5 for 5 in his last 5 plate appearances against the Flames with 3 RBIs. Takes low for ball 1. Brian Nolan, the pitcher, not happy with that call. Counts 1-2. Infield still in. The 1-2. Thought about it. Lays off again, and now Brian Nolan going to come about halfway to the catcher, Dylan Nolan. And Dylan will go out and talk to Brian. Not happy with the last 2 calls, and counts 2-2. Not happy with either of the last 2. So showing his frustration with the home plate umpire. Counts 2-2 to the catcher tonight, Will Alaka. Has already driven in a run. The go-ahead run for the Pilots on second. That's Hunter Wells. The tying run on third, that's McKenna. Swings at a pitch and fouls it at a play. Count remains even at 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Pilots with the tying run and the go-ahead run on base. Here, still early in this one. The 2-2. Took in the dirt, and the count is full to the Pilots catcher, Alaka. Has had a productive last 6 plate appearances against the Flames, looking to keep that one rolling. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming from Brian Nolan. Working from the stretch with runners on second and third. The payoff pitch. Taken low, ball 4. Alaka will head down to first, and the bases are full of Pilots, and that will warrant a mound visit from the Flames pitching coach. The batter for the Pilots will be Poe. Grounded into an inning-ending double play with runners on the corners his first time up. Here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Or 1 out, excuse me. Christian Orr led the inning off with a single. Then McKenna was hit on an 0-2 count. Both runners moved to second and third on a sacrifice bunt from O'Connor. Orr scored on a Hunter Wells single. McKenna moved to third. Wells moved to second on the throw home. And then a full count walk to Will Alaka has loaded the bases. And the Taiwanese-born catcher, Poe, at the dish. From Taiwan City, Taiwan, he's playing first tonight. Usually only catches when Wong starts. First pitch to Poe, taken outside. Ball 1. Taiwan City, Taiwan, and Fujian Catholic University, which is in New Taipei City. One of 3 Taiwanese-born players on this Pilots team, the 1-0, off the plate, counts 2-0. That was the 45th pitch here through 2 1/3 from Brian Nolan. The 2-0, Poe swinging, fouls it back, counts 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases full of Pilots. Already have a run home in this top of the third, looking for more. 2-1, grounded too short. Myers gloves it, bobbles it, fires to second, 1, on to first. In time to end the inning. And now Franklin Bush going to go out. He seems furious, and he's going to have a word with the base umpire. Not happy with that call. But for now, it's 2 outs for the price of 1, and the Pilots strand the bases loaded. They do get 1. 1 run on 2 hits in the inning, no Flames error, and 2 left on base. We played 2.5. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for Onondaga. They lead 3-2 when we get back. Digging in here in the bottom of the third, it's the left-handed swinging right fielder, Sam Little. hit a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. Pilots got a run back in the top half on an RBI single from Hunter Wells. First pitch to Sam Little, lined into right, deep to right. Carney back, still back, will make the play in front of the wall for out number 1. Sam Little flies out to his counterpart in right for the first out. And that will bring up Trey Bauer. Singled in a run his first time up and scored a run. On a double steal. Back in the 3-run first. Vitale looking for a shutdown inning. First pitch, misses, ball 1. Had an opportunity for a shutdown inning in the bottom of the first and gave up 3. Pilots hoping for a different result. 1-strike pitch gets the outside corner. Bauer not happy with the call. The count's 1-1. Pilots had the bases loaded in the top half with 1 out, but the first baseman Poe grounded into an inning-ending double play to end that threat. Did, however, get 1 back. So the score's 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 3rd here at Onondaga Community College. From the windup, the 2-1, fouled back, and the count is all evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 2-2. A jam shot fouled up the third base line. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the Flames, first baseman Bauer. The 2-2. Popped up. Orr over Poe over Carney in. Orr will call for it. Called off Poe and then could not make the play. So we'll see if they give that a Christian Orr error or if they just leave it be. Tough play with the sun here at OCC. No error for Orr, just a foul ball. So Poe seemed to be camped under it. Christian Orr called him off. Could not make the play. And we'll give Trey Bauer another pitch. The 2-2. Line to left. Deep to left. Way back. Foul. That ball was rocketed off the bat of Trey Bauer. But Vitale will catch a break as it hits foul. Count remains 2-2. Cannot give extra pitches to some of these Flames hitters. Bauer already 1 for 1. Has been very good against the Pilots this year. 12 for 23. The 2-2 popped up. Alaka over Poe over. Vitale will call them both off. Make the play in foul territory for the second out. So they survive the misplay from Poe and Orr as Vitale does it himself for the second out. That'll bring up Kyle Gallagher, the designated hitter, walked and stole second his first time up. When he stole second, Bauer stole home for the Flames' 3rd run. It's 3-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch was fouled back for strike 1. Flames got a 2-out hit in the bottom of the 2nd, looking to duplicate what they did then. Counts 1-1 as the 1-strike pitch from Vitale missed. Grounded to Wells. Gloves it, fires across the diamond to end the inning. So Vitale gets the Flames 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd. We played 3. Pilots trail 3-2. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 in their order when we get back to Onondaga Community College here in Syracuse. Over Torres digs in to start this fourth inning. Led off the second with a single. He's 1 for 1 against Brian Nolan. Nolan has stranded 4 Pilots on the base paths thanks to 3 straight innings inducing double plays. First pitch to Torres missed, counts 1-0. To the Pilots' designated hitter, 1-0 pitch misses, 2-0 to Torres wearing number 3. Started in right last night and made an error in the 3-0 shutout loss to the Utica Blue Sox. The 2-0. Off speed, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Torres, amongst the team leaders in RBIs, has 10, tied with Will Alaka for second. Lines the 2-1 pitch into left. It'll be a base hit. Bounced to Bivard. He'll get it in. And the Pilots have their leadoff man on for the 4th inning in a row. That'll bring up Colton Carney, the right-handed swinging right fielder. Erased Torres on the base paths his first time up when he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Torres' single was the Pilots' 6th hit. 5 singles and then a double. That was from Hunter Wells. First pitch to Carney missed, and the count's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Torres leads off first. The pitch from Nolan from the stretch gets the outside corner. Strike 1. Colton Carney, the 6'4", 210 right fielder from Seton Hill University. The 1-1 from Brian Nolan. Misses high. Ball 2. Amongst the league leaders in triples, 2 of his 5 hits have gone for 3-baggers. That ranks him 4th. Pilots have 4 guys in the top 4 in triples. The 2-1 swung on and fouled back, and the count is all evened up at 2. Did not hit a triple in 60 games for Seton Hill. A Division II school in Greensboro, Pennsylvania. Swung on and missed at an off-speed pitch, and Colton Carney is down swinging. The 3rd strikeout of the game for Brian Nolan. The first of this inning, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up Wei-Chi Chen. Nolan has thrown 56 pitches thus far. First pitch to Chen off the plate, ball 1. Struck out swinging his first time up. from Van Young University in Taiwan City, Taiwan. He's from New Taipei. Torres gets picked off at first. Throw over. Not in time. It's going to be a stolen base for Over Torres as he beats the throw from Trey Bauer. Looked like it was going to be a balk. It appeared Brian Nolan already started his delivery. Threw down to Trey Bauer on a hard throw. Bauer's return throw to Wyatt Myers covering second was high. Torres slid in head first to pick up his second stolen base on the year. And now ahead of the 2-0 pitch to Torres. Nolan steps off. Now fires a 2-0 at the knees for strike one. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike to the Pilots' Taiwanese left fielder Chen. Most recently represented Van Young University in the 2017 Taiwan Class A Amateur Spring Tournament. Wong, the starting pitcher for the Pilots, and Po, tonight's starting first baseman, also represented their universities in that tournament. Chen teammates with Wong at Van Young. 2-1 pitch missed, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. To the Taiwanese left fielder Chen. Wei-Chi Chen looking, has a chance to tie this one up. The 3-1 swinging pops it up. Center fielder Carey over, right fielder Little over. Carey will make the catch, no tag from Torres for out number 2. So he's retired, and that will bring up Christian Orr, the youngest Pilot, 1 for 1 with a run scored tonight. After starting off the season 0 for 23, has a hit in his last 2 at-bats. 1 for 1 here in the new month of July. A base hit could tie this game with Torres running from second. First pitch to the second baseman, Orr takes strike 1. From Brian Nolan. Looking to strand a runner in scoring position for the second consecutive inning and the third in 4. 1 strike pitch popped up. Dylan Nolan will give it a look. No dice at a play. Counts 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Torres takes his lead off second. Christian Orr is at the dish. Asks for time. Granted by the home plate umpire. Ahead of the 0-2. Pilots have scored 1 in the third, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Flames got all 3 of their runs in the first. The 0-2. Lined into right. It's center. It's going to be a base hit. Torres rounds third. He'll touch home on the RBI single from Christian Orr, and this game is tied at 3. The first RBI from Christian Orr, and he is now 3 for his last 3 after starting 0 for 23. So Torres scores the Pilots' 3rd run in the game-tying run at 3. That'll flip the lineup over for Mark McKenna. He's had 2 plate appearances and been hit twice. Orr leads off first, being held on by Bauer. First pitch to McKenna, misses inside 1-0. A 2-out single from Christian Orr has tied this game up at 3. McKenna looking to extend this inning. The 1-0. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Counts 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Gets the outside corner for strike 2. So McKenna down to his final strike in this AB. The leadoff hitter, the left-handed hitting center fielder. Starting his 15th game. or goes. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. McKenna down swinging. But the Pilots tied this game up at 3. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors in the inning, and 1 man left on base. We played 3.5. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Flames when we get back against Chris Vitale here at Onondaga Community College. Matthew Carey, Dylan Nolan, and Wyatt Myers here in the bottom of the 4th against Chris Vitale. Shut down the Flames in the bottom of the 3rd, went 1-2-3. Has retired 7 of the last 8 batters. First pitch to Carey, who hit a sacrifice fly his first time up in the 3-run first. Misses outside for ball 1. Fires in a fastball down the middle on the 1-0 to even up the count at a ball and strike apiece. Vitale working from his windup. The 6-2 southpaw gets Carey to pop it up. Orr and Poe will give it a look, but it will land foul. Count goes to 1-2 to Matthew Carey, the right-handed swinging center fielder. That pitch from Vitale was his 59th. Next pitch will be his 60th. The 1-2 swung on and fouled back. Count remains. Three runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Pilots. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Flames. Here, 1 batter into the bottom of the 4th. The 1-2 pitch from Vitale missed. Counts 2-2. 2-2 popped up. Wells over, O'Connor over. Wells a step into foul territory. Will settle under it, make the play for out number 1. So Carey retired. The 5th batter in a row retired from Vitale for the first out in this bottom of the 4th. 5th in a row and 8th of last 9. And now the hitter is Dylan Nolan. Flew out to left his first time up. Just 1 for 13 on the summer campaign. Against Vitale, first pitch swinging off speed. Counts 0-1. The catcher from Wells in Brick, New Jersey, fouls a pitch off the mask of Willolaka. Counts 0-2. Appearing in his 8th game for the Flames and doing the catching for Brian Nolan. No relation. However, the Flames do have 3 sets of brothers. 1 set, the second baseman and right fielder batting 2nd and 3rd, the Little Twins, are in this lineup. 2-strike pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dylan Nolan down swinging, and there's 2 away. The first strikeout of the night for Chris Vitale, his 15th of the year. He's hit a batter, he's walked a batter, and given up 3 hits. 3 runs all earned. Wyatt Myers, the hitter. First pitch, upstairs, ball 1. Myers flew out to Colton Carney in right. His first time up against Vitale. From the windup, popped up. Olaka will give it a look at a play. Counts 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-1. Popped up. Poe over. Cannot make the sliding play. And the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wyatt Myers. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, we're tied at 3. Vitale looking for his 2nd consecutive 1-2-3 frame. Has retired 9 of the last 10. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Wyatt Myers down, swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chris Vitale. He sets the Flames down 1-2-3 in consecutive innings. We played 4. We're all knotted up at 3. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Pilots' order against Brian Nolan when we get back. O'Connor, Hunter Wells, and Will Olaka here in the top of the 5th against Brian Nolan, still on the mound for the Flames. He's given up 7 hits, 6 singles through the first 4. First pitch to O'Connor. He takes strike 1. O'Connor 0 for 1 in 2 plate appearances. Struck out in the first and hit a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. The 0-1. Gets the outside corner. Counts 0-2 to the Pilots' shortstop, O'Connor. The 70th pitch upcoming from Brian Nolan. The 0-2. Ring him up. Strike 3. O'Connor down looking. 3 consecutive strikes fired in from Brian Nolan. And O'Connor strikes out. The 5th strikeout for Nolan tonight. That'll bring up Hunter Wells. The switch hitting third baseman batting from the right side is 2 for 2 tonight with a double and a single. Takes the first pitch from Nolan off the plate for ball 1. From his windup, the 1-0. Misses low. Dylan Nolan trying to hold it there for an extra second. No dice. Hit a ground rule double in the first and an RBI single in the 3rd. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Batting here in the 5th. Grounded to short. Myers gloves it. Fires to Bauer, who keeps his foot on the bag for out number 2. So the first 2 Pilots retired here in the top of the 5th. And that will bring up Will Alaka. Has 7 straight productive at-bats against the Flames. 4 for 4 with a walk-off sac fly on Sunday. And he has an RBI single and a walk tonight. Looking to keep his hot hitting going. First pitch, taken low, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Nolan from the windup. Grounded to the left side. Rourke will take it on a hop. Fire across the diamond to get Alaka at first. So the Pilots go 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 5th. 9, 1, and 2 for the Flames when we get back as Alaka heads to the dugout limping. We've played 4.5 here at Onondaga Community College. We're tied at 3. Welcome back, bottom of the 5th. Tyler Rourke, Colin Bavard, and Reb Little for the Flames. We're tied at 3. Alaka back in behind the plate. May have just been adjusting his belt. From up here, it looked like he was grabbing the back of his right leg, but he's catching here in the bottom of the 5th. So, looks like he's good. Rourke flew out to left in the bottom of the 2nd. Vitale has retired 7 in a row and 10 of the last 11 Flames to come to plate. We'll face 9, 1, and 2. The first pitch, swinging, fouls it back. Counts 0-1. Pilots went 1, 2, 3 in the top half, first inning, where they were held off the scoreboard. The 0-1 popped up. Or back, Carney in. Carney will call the youngster off, settle under it for the first out of the bottom of the 5th. That'll flip the lineup back to the top for Colin Bavard. He's 2 for 2 tonight, singled and scored in the first, then hit a ground rule double in the 2nd. He's the last Flame to reach base. Vitale has retired 8 in a row now. Working from his windup, the first pitch to Bavard. Line the other way. Poe goes to the backhand, stops it, fires it to Vitale for the out. So the Taiwanese first baseman, catcher turned first baseman, goes to his right to the backhand on his knees, keeps it in the infield, then fires over to the sprinting pitcher covering first base to get the leadoff man, Bivard. So with 2 away, that'll bring up Webb Little. Hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first, and then flew out to Carney in right. He's 0 for 1. The first pitch from Vitale, lined at Christian Orr. He'll take it on a hop, fire to Poe to end the inning. 3 outs on 4 Chris Vitale pitches here in the bottom of the 5th as he gets the Flames to go 1, 2, 3. We played 5. We're all knotted up at 3 here at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse. Welcome back, top of the 6th inning. It'll be Poe, Torres, and Colton Carney against Brian Nolan, working here in the 6th. Nolan got the Pilots to go 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the 5th. First pitch to the first baseman, Poe. Missed for ball 1. Poe is 0 for 2 with 2 double plays. Cannot ground into a double play here in the 6th because there are no base runners on. Leading off the inning, takes strike 1, count all knotted up at 1 apiece. Nolan from his windup, the 1-1, popped up at a play. And the count is 1-2. The 1-2 in the dirt. Counts 2-2. New change to tell you about for the Onondaga Flames. Laz Morales taking over for Trey Bauer at first. So Bauer's night is done. After going 1 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI, and stolen base. It'll be a 2-2 to the first baseman, Poe. Brian Nolan working to Dylan Nolan, taking his time. Fires in a 2-2 fastball past the swinging bat of Poe for strike 3. So the leadoff man retired here in the top of the 6th. And that'll bring up Over Torres. Has 2 singles, a stolen base, and a run scored against Brian Nolan. 6 strikeouts and 5 1/3 for him. Fires in a first pitch breaking ball that gets the plate for strike 1. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Newark. 3 runs, 3 hits, no mistakes in the field for Onondaga. The 0-1 to Torres. Swung on and fouled back. Counts 0-2. Brian Nolan working to Over Torres. Has thrown 82 pitches, 52 for strikes. The 0-2. Grounded slowly to third. Rourke will barehand it. Fire to first, but will not beat the speedy Over Torres. A 1-out infield single for the designated hitter for the Pilots. He's 3 for 3. That'll bring up Colton Carney. Carney has grounded into a double play and struck it out tonight. He is 0 for 2. Nolan from the stretch ends a streak of 5 straight Pilots batters retired. First pitch swinging, Carney pops this one up. Carry in, Myers back. The shortstop Myers will make the play for the second out. So Colton Carney is 0 for 3 tonight, and that'll bring up Wei-Chi Chen, the right-handed swinging left fielder, at the dish. He's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Left fielder over center fielder Carey will make the play to end this inning. So after a 1-out single, back-to-back pitches, back-to-back flyouts for the Pilots. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. 3, 4, 5 when we get back in the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 3. Sam Little, Laz Morales, and Kyle Gallagher here against Chris Vitale in the bottom of the 6th. He's retired 10 in a row and 11 of the last 12. Sam Little 0 for 1 tonight with a sac bunt. Takes the first pitch upstairs. 0-1. Vitale from his windup. Bounces the 1-0, counts 2-0. The last pitch was his 75th, 47 strikes, 28 balls. Has settled down since the bottom of the 1st. .30 fastball, Sam Little taking all the way for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch. Gets the inside corner, strike 2. Sam Little started towards first base, will be called back, and the count is full to the Flames' left-handed swinging right fielder Sam Little, the man who broke up Will Frank's no-hitter with 1 out in the 9th on Saturday. The payoff pitch popped up. Alaka over. Will find it. He will make the play in front of the screen for out number 1. So after 3 straight pitches off the plate, 3 straight strikes and a pop-up for the first out. Make that 11 in a row for Vitale. And that'll bring up Laz Morales. Took over for Trey Bauer in the top half of this inning at first. Bauer went 1 for 2. Morales in his first AB. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. Counts 0-1. Morales 1 for 11 in 9 previous games. He's batting .091. 1 for 2 against the Pilots. Fouls back the 1-strike pitch. Counts 0-2. To the new first baseman, Morales. The last pitch was Vitali's 81st. Here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-strike pitch taken upstairs. Counts 1-2. Has retired 14 of his last 15 hitters. It's a 1-2 count to Morales. Gets the outside corner, strike 3. Laz Morales down looking. The 3rd strikeout for Vitali, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Kyle Gallagher. Walked and stole a base in the 1st and grounded out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch. Breaking ball low. Counts 1-0. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we're tied at 3. The 1-0. Strike at the knees. Counts 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Gets the outside corner. Same spot where he struck Morales out looking. And the pinch hitter, or make that the designated hitter, Kyle Gallagher, behind in the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Lined into right. Carney over. This ball will drop fair. Carney will bobble it in right. Gallagher will head to second, now round second, as the ball is rolled out of play. Should be a double and an E9, but we will see how that one is scored. Ends a streak of 12 straight Flames retired. And they're going to send Gallagher back to second. So no error for Colton Carney. Should just be a ground rule double for Kyle Gallagher. So the Flames have a 2-out base runner. Their first base runner since a 2-out double in the 2nd. The hitter will be Matthew Carey. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly and popped out. The double was the 4th hit off Vitali tonight, first since the 2nd. And it is, in fact, a ground rule double. So the 3rd ground rule double tonight. First pitch breaking ball off the glove of Alaka. It'll get to the screen. It's a passed ball. And the go-ahead run is at 3rd for the Flames. Count is 1-0 to Matthew Carey, the right-handed swinging center fielder. Tie game 3-3 here in the bottom of the 6th at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse. Vitali looks over at 3rd. Working from the windup, the 1-0. Fires in a fastball for strike 1. The 1-1. Popped into right. Carney in or back. Or will make the play to end this inning. So a 2-out ground rule double by the Flames is wasted. We've played 6. We're all knotted up at 3 here in Syracuse. When we get back, it'll be 9-1-2 for the Pilots. Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning here at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse. It'll be Christian Orr, Mark McKenna, and Michael O'Connor against Brian Nolan. 3-3 game. 1 run in the 1st, 4th, and 3rd for the Pilots, and the Flames have got all 3 in the bottom of the 1st. First pitch to Christian Orr misses, ball 1. Orr made a great play on a pop-up to end the bottom of the 6th and strand the runner at 3rd. Swings, and he's going to put this ball in play down the right field line. He'll round first. He'll head to 2nd. The throw is not in time. Christian Orr head first slides into 2nd base. He's 3 for 3 tonight. And the leadoff man is in scoring position in the top of the 7th inning. So after starting 0 for 23, Christian Orr is 4 for his last 4, 3 for his last 3 in July. 2 of the 4 are doubles. And he represents the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Pilots. The hitter will be Mark McKenna. The leadoff man has been hit twice and struck out swinging. First pitch squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes inside for ball 1. Dylan Nolan held it there for a very long time. Brian Nolan not happy with the call from behind home plate. Either way, the count's 1-0. That was the 88th pitch from Brian Nolan, the southpaw, for the Flames. Pitching to Mark McKenna. Rourke even with the bag at 3rd. Morales in at 1st, anticipating a bunt. McKenna squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes letter high, ball 2. As soon as McKenna squares, Morales is charging, but he's pulled it back both times and taken 2 off the plate. McKenna waits. It'll be a 2-0 pitch to the left-handed hitting center fielder for the Pilots. Nolan from the stretch. This one gets the outside corner. Counts 2-1. Bunt sign off for now, as McKenna not squaring on 2-0. We'll see what he does on 2-1. Christian Orr leads off 2nd base, reached with a leadoff double. The 91st pitch coming. McKenna squares the bunt, gets it down. Orr heads to 3rd. Nolan will field it. Fire to 1st. and McKenna is safe. So a bunt single for Mark McKenna as Orr moves up to third, and the Pilots are in business here to start this 7th inning. And now the head coach for the Flames is going to go out and have a conversation with the umpires, and he's going to ask that the base umpire talk to the home plate umpire. For now, it's a bunt single for McKenna. Orr moves up to third. Brian Nolan, the pitcher, was the one that fielded it, not Dylan Nolan, and fired high to the second baseman Webb Little covering. The batter will be Michael O'Connor. They're going to rule McKenna safe, so it's a single for him, his first hit of the night. McKenna has a sacrifice bunt sandwiched in between 2 strikeouts, and now the Flames are going to go to the pen. That is going to be the end of the night for Brian Nolan. 2 batters into the top of the 7th. 2 runners on for the Pilots for O'Connor. It'll be a right-hander for the Flames when we get back. Top of the 7th inning here at Colburn Park. Brian Nolan will give way to Jared Strait, 6'2" right-handed pitcher from Lansing, New York, and Wells College. So Wells College pitcher throwing to his Wells College teammate, Dylan Nolan, behind the plate. Leaves the game after 6+, allows 10 Pilots to hit, a walk, and 6 Ks. He's given up 3 runs, and the runners on the corners are his responsibility. The official scorer here at Onondaga Community College ruled the McKenna play an error on the pitcher. A terrible ruling from inside the first base dugout for their official scorer. Should be a bunt single for McKenna. Should be 1 for 2. Instead, they have him 0 for 2 for now. That may change after the game. Strait will face O'Connor with runners on the corners. Go-ahead run leads off third. That's Christian Orr. McKenna leads off first. He's being held on by the new first baseman, Laz Morales. O'Connor 0 for 2 with a bunt tonight. Here again, Strait, working from the stretch. Fires in the first pitch high. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 misses inside, and the count is 2-0 to the Pilots' shortstop, Michael O'Connor. Batting just .150 on the year, but has an on-base percentage hovering around .500. McKenna leads off first or off third, the 2-0. Taken by O'Connor for strike one. A chance to drive in the go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th. O'Connor has driven in 3 in 8 previous games. The 2-1 upcoming from the stretch from straight. Throws over to McKenna. He slides headfirst back in safely. Morales, the new first baseman, holding him on there. O'Connor at the dish, the right-handed swinging shortstop. With runners on the corners and nobody out here in the 7th. Takes strike 2. So after starting out 2-0, back-to-back fastballs for strikes from Jared Straight. And the count is all evened up to O'Connor. Straight will throw over. McKenna back in safely. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes to McKenna. Straight throws over again. McKenna back in again. It's a 2-2 count. Orr leads off third, McKenna off first. A leadoff double, then a bunt single for McKenna. O'Connor at the dish. Straight from the stretch. Waits, now fires. McKenna goes, the 2-2. Hit and run on, swung on and fouled back. Count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two base runners on for the Pilots. They're on the corners. The switch hitting Hunter Wells waits on deck. But for now, it's O'Connor. The 2-2 from the stretch. McKenna goes again. Pitch outside. McKenna going to be in second with a stolen base. No throw down. Don't want Christian Orr to score on a throw. It's a stolen base for Mark McKenna. It's his second in 4 tries. The count is now full to O'Connor. The Flames bring their infield in. From the stretch, the payoff pitch. Checks his swing. They're going to ask to see if he went around. He did not. It's ball 4, and the bases are full of Pilots with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. And now, for the first time tonight, the switch hitting Hunter Wells will take his swings from the left side. Went 2 for 3 with a ground rule double and an RBI from the right side against the lefty starter Nolan. Working against the righty starter Straight. Infield still in for the Flames. Bases full of Pilots. First pitch down in the dirt. Ball 1. Pilots have the bases full. Straight working from his windup now. Ahead of the 1-0 to Wells, who asked for time. It's granted by the home plate umpire. So 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Bases full of Pilots. We're tied at 3. Looking to break this tie. The 1-0 from Straight. Swung on and missed by Wells. Counts 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. To the switch hitter batting from the left side. The pitch from the windup. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Wells down to his final strike. The count's 1-2. Infield in for the Flames. Bases full of Pilots. Top of the 7th, tied at 3. As we approach 9 o'clock here in Syracuse. Wells just gets a piece of it and fouls it off the leg of Dylan Nolan. He stays alive. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the switch hitter batting from the left side, the third baseman Hunter Wells. Looking for his second RBI of the game. A base hit breaks the tie. From the windup, the 1-2. Inside and low. Counts all evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flames have broken out the radar gun here in the top of the 7th for Jared Straight, the 2-2. Taken low, and the count is full. Nowhere to put Hunter Wells on the base paths. 3 straight balls after 2 straight strikes to start this AB. Infield still in. The payoff pitch from the windup. Inside, ball 4. Hunter Wells will walk in a run, and the Pilots have taken the lead, their first lead since the top of the 1st. Christian Orr comes around to score on the second RBI of the night for Wells. McKenna moves up to 3rd. O'Connor takes his spot at 2nd as Orr scores his 2nd run of the night. And the bases are full of Pilots for their hottest hitter, Will Alaka. Drove in a run with a single in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 5th. Infield still in. 1 run already home. Pilots looking for more. Jared Straight from the windup. The first pitch to the catcher, Alaka. Swinging, fouls it back. Counts 0-1. Bases loaded. The 1-strike pitch. Lined into center field. This one's going to be a base hit. McKenna will score. O'Connor will be held at 3rd. It's an RBI single for Will Alaka, his 2nd of the day. And everyone will move up 90 feet on the base paths. Still nobody out here in the inning. And the Flames are going to go to their bullpen. Jared Straight comes in, loads up the bases, gives up 2 runs. It'll be Trent Schulte when we get back. The bases are still full of Pilots. There's still no outs. And the Pilots now with a 5-3 lead. Jared Straight will give way to Trent Schulte. Pilots familiar with this left-handed pitcher. His last 4 appearances have been against Newark. Has not given up a run in the last 3 against them. The batter will be Poe, up with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout and 2 double plays. The 2 runs scored go to Brian Nolan. So his line is closed with 5 earned runs. The 3 runners on base are the responsibility of Jared Straight. And now the first pitch from Trent Schulte misses. to Poe for ball 1. The Taiwanese-born first baseman tonight at the dish. Infield still in, bases still full of Pilots. 1-0 off the plate. Counts 2-0. Pilots fans probably familiar with the team having to use 3 different relievers in 1 inning. They've done it numerous times, and now causing their opponents to do it here in the top of the 7th at Onondaga. 2-0 pitch gets the inside corner. Strike 1. Poe up here with the bases loaded. Nobody out. The Pilots already have 2, thanks to an RBI walk from Wells and a single from Alaka. They lead off first and second. O'Connor off third. Swinging at the 2-1 is Poe. It's popped into left. The left fielder Bivard makes the play, fires home. O'Connor started towards home, but then stopped. So no sac fly for Poe, as the throw was a strike that was cut off by Rourke. Don't want to assume O'Connor would have been thrown out, but don't want the second out on a misplay on the base paths. Now the hitter is over at Torres. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Corner still in, middle infield is deep. Base is still full of Pilots. Just 1 out in the top of the 7th. They've already got 2 home. First pitch to Torres, off speed. Strike 1. Torres, second on the team with 10 RBIs, can take the RBI team lead with a base hit here in the 7th. The 1-strike pitch. Off speed again, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Colton Carney waits on deck. Torres looking to keep this train moving. Bases full of Pilots. The 0-2 from Schulte. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Torres down swinging. And there's 2 away. Schulte has come in out of the pen and gotten 2 straight outs here with the bases loaded. Zach Mann beginning to warm in the Pilots' pen. We're in the top of the 7th here at Onondaga Community College. First pitch to Carney. Gets the black on the plate. Counts 0-1. Carney is 0 for 3 tonight against Flames pitching. It'll be a 1-strike pitch to him. Infield has backed up. Thought about it, lays off a pitch outside. And the count is even at a ball and a strike apiece. Carney, the right-handed swinging right fielder, with the bases loaded. The 1-1. Popped up. Myers back, Rourke back. Myers will call for it and make the play to end the inning, but not before the Pilots break the 3-3 tie. 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. The bases are left loaded. We played 6.5. It's 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. After a rocky start in the bottom of the first inning where Chris Vitale gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch, he really found his groove over the next 5. Got the next 16 of 18 batters out and retired 12 Flames hitters in a row at one point. Just 2 ground rule doubles off Vitale since the first. He'll give way to Zach Mann, the 6'4" right-hander from Union, Kentucky, will step in this bottom of the 7th inning. Pilots lead 5-3 thanks to 2 runs in the top half of this inning. A bases-loaded walk from Hunter Wells and a single from Will Alaka has broke this 3-3 tie. First pitch from Zach Mann misses upstairs to Dylan Nolan for ball 1. The pitch, the 1-0, swung on and missed. Counts 1-1. In correction, this is not Dylan Nolan. It's a pinch hitter for the Flames. It's number 22. It's Camilo Espinoza. He grounds this one foul. Counts 1-2. The 1-2. Off the plate. Ball 2. Zach Mann on the mound pitching to the pinch hitter Camilo Espinoza. So Dylan Nolan's night is over after going 0 for 2 against Vitale. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Dylan Nolan down swinging. So the pinch hitter retired on strikes, and he'll give way to another pinch hitter. It's Gage Laning, pinch hitting for Wyatt Myers. The shortstop, his night is over after going 0 for 2. Myers near the top of the leaderboard. His .393 batting average is good enough for second. His .485 on base percentage is 6th. And his .679 slugging percentage is second. Also leads the league with 6 triples. Takes the first pitch from Zach Mann inside for ball 1. Another pinch hitter waits on deck for the Flames as Gage Laning swings through strike 1. One pitch missed. Counts 2-1. The 2-1. Misses again. Counts 3-1. Zach Mann appearing in his 13th game. Has hit 9 batters. That's the second most in the perfect game league. The 3-1. Hits Gage Laning up near the shoulder. So Laning will reach on the 10th hit by pitch from Zach Mann this year. So the pinch hitter Laning reaches. And now another pinch hitter, Stephen Bennett, will take his swings for Tyler Rourke. Rourke also 0 for 2 tonight against Vitale. So 3 straight pinch hitters. 1 has reached. 1 has struck out. Here against Zach Mann. And now we're going to be a pinch runner. So Laning's night is over after getting hit by a pitch, as the Flames will send in a pinch runner against Zach Mann. Working from the stretch for the first time. Mann throws over. The runner back in safely. Looks like that's number 1, Carson Negrete, the future Gonzaga player, a high school senior. And it is Negrete. The first pitch to the pinch hitter, Stephen Bennett, misses outside. Ball one. So the pinch hitter for the pinch runner. The 1-0 to Stephen Bennett. Misses low, blocked by Alaka, counts 2-0. Bennett, a Canisius teammate with Pilots center fielder Mark McKenna. The pinch hitter is 4 for 15 against Pilots pitching this season. Pinch hitting for Tyler Rourke. It's a 2-0 count to him. Zach Mann on the mound. Negrete, the pinch runner, leads off first. Swung on and missed by Bennett for strike one. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Colin Bavard waits on deck. Negrete goes. Throw down on the swinging strike is not in time. It's a stolen base for Carson Negrete. And the pinch runner is on second. And now Franklin Bush going to go out and have a conversation with the home plate umpire. It was a swinging strike on the throw down from Alaka, so the count is 2-2 to Stephen Bennett. Conversation over. Runner on second. For now, that runner is meaningless. That runner is Carson Negrete, the pinch runner for the pinch hitter. The 2-2 from Zach Mann. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Bennett down swinging, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Colin Bavard. He's 2 for 3 tonight. That was against Vitale. Working for the first time against Zach Mann. Runner on second base and 2 outs. A hit by pitch sandwiched in between 2 Zach Mann strikeouts. Alaka sets up outside. The first pitch. Lined into center field. McKenna on. He'll make the play to end the inning. So first pitch swinging is Bavard, and he lines it right to the Pilots center fielder to strand the runner on second. No runs, no hits, no errors in the inning, and 1 flame left on base. We played 7. Pilots lead 5-3. Welcome back, top of the 8th. There'll be Wei Chi Chen, Christian Orr, and Mark McKenna for the Pilots against Trent Schulte still on the mound. Got the final 3 outs at the top of the 7th with the bases loaded. Pilots lead this one 5-3. The first pitch from Schulte to Chen, off speed, strike 1. Webb Little moves over to shortstop. And the pinch runner, Carson Negrete, stays in to play second. Camilo Espinosa also stays in behind the plate. Chen checks his swing, grounds it to second. First play for the new second baseman, Negret, and he makes it on the slow roller from Chen for the first out. So 2 pitches and 1 out for Schulte here in the 8th. Pilots will have to rely on the bullpen to get their final 6 outs. They got the first 3 outs they needed in the bottom of the 7th from Zach Mann. Now the hitter's Christian Orr. 3 for 3 tonight. He's 4 for 4 since starting 0 for 23. The youngest Pilot at the dish, looking to continue his hot hitting, takes inside corner, strike 1. The 0-1 looks at strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Christian Orr at the dish. The pitch missed off the plate, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the top of the 8th. Pilots lead this one 5-3 at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse. The 1-2 taken low, and Orr has worked back to even up this count at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. The hitter is Orr. There's 1 out. Schulte from his stretch. The pitch hits him. Spinoza was going to ask to see if he went around, and he did not. So it's going to be a hit by pitch, and Christian Orr will head down to first. He's on base for the 4th time tonight. And now the manager is going to come out. That's Ryan Stevens, and complain. But for right now, it's a hit by pitch to the youngest Pilot, Christian Orr. On base for the 4th time. And now the umpires are going to converge. Looked like it pretty clearly hit Christian Orr. As long as he didn't go around, which the base umpire says he did not, he should be granted first base. They're going to have a conversation ahead of the at-bat to Mark McKenna. There's 1 out in the top of the 8th. Pilots lead this one 5-3. Thanks to 2 runs in the top of the 7th, with the bases loaded to break the 3-3 tie. Long conversation. And they are going to grant Christian Orr first base. So he, in fact, did get hit. Ryan Stevens will get his last few words in. No dice with the home plate umpire. And the Pilots have a 1-out base runner for their leadoff man, Mark McKenna. 1 for 2 tonight. The box score says he reached on a pitching throw error, but it's a bunt infield single. Orr leads off first. First pitch to McKenna is bounced. Ball 1. Pitch upstairs to McKenna. Count goes to 2-0. Schulte from the stretch. Orr leads off first. The 2-0 to McKenna. Counts 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Here at Onondaga Community College. Pilots lead 5-3, looking for more. McKenna fooled on a breaking ball from Schulte, not sure if he should swing or not. Checks his swing, he goes around. And the count's 2-2. So it's even to the Pilot center fielder, McKenna, who made a great play on a line drive hit right at him to end the bottom of the 7th. Grounds this one foul, and the count will remain even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schulte in his 2nd inning of relief. Got the final 3 outs or all 3 outs with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. The batter's McKenna. Christian Orr leads off first, being held on by Laz Morales. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounded to Negrete. Bobbles it. Tosses to Webb Little. Return throw. Not in time as it gets away. McKenna gonna head to second. It's a fielder's choice and an E6. And the Pilots have a 2-out runner in scoring position. Not sure why Webb Little made the return throw. McKenna, the speedy center fielder, runs down the line well from the left base batter's box. No play really for Webb Little. Tried to force it, threw it away. It's an E6. And the Pilots have a 2-out man in scoring position for Mike O'Connor. 0 for 2 tonight, has walked and hit a sacrifice bunt. Takes the first pitch from Schulte for strike 1. No one warming in the Pilots' pen. So looks to be Zach Mann again in the bottom half of this 8th. The 1-strike pitch. O'Connor takes off speed. Counts 0-2. To the Pilots shortstop, Mike O'Connor. McKenna leads off second. Schulte from the stretch. The 2-strike pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains 0-2. Brian Nolan started this, went 6+. He was relieved by Jared Strait, who couldn't get an out. And then Schulte has gotten the last 5 outs for the Flames, looking for his 6th. And there it is. O'Connor struck out swinging to end this 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors in the inning. Or 1 error in this inning. 1 Pilot left on base. We played 7.5. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 against Zach Mann in the bottom of the 8th. Pilots lead this one 5-3. Bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Webb Little, Sam Little, and Laz Morales up for the Flames. They're down 2. Zach Mann got 2 strikeouts and a flyout and hit a batter in a scoreless bottom of the 7th. Webb Little will dig in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Was hit by a pitch and walked. The second baseman now playing short for the Flames. Pilots lead this one 5-3. It'll be lefty, lefty, righty against Zach Mann. First pitch swinging, pops it up. O'Connor back Chen in. Chen will call him off, make the play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the leadoff man, Webb Little, is retired, and his twin brother, Sam Little, will come up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a sacrifice bunt. Both those ABs were against Chris Vitale, a lefty. He'll face a righty, Zach Mann, for the first time tonight. Digging in deep in the left-handed batter's box, the first pitch. Off the plate, counts 1-0. Sam Little was the Flames hitter who broke up Will Frank's no-hitter in the top of the 9th inning in the Pilots' 6-5 win on Saturday, the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Zach Mann went to the off-speed. Counts 1-1. The 1-1 from the windup off the plate. Counts 2-1. Laz Morales waits on deck for Onondaga. 2-1 pitch swinging is Sam Little, fouls it back. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch missed low, and the count is full. Working from the windup, the payoff pitch is lined up the middle, past the diving glove of Mike O'Connor into center field. It's a single for Sam Little, his first hit of the night, and that will bring up a pinch hitter for Onondaga. That's Alex Canty. So Laz Morales' night is over. He went 0 for 1. And it's a pinch hitter, Alex Canty. Canty 6 for 23 against the Pilots this year. It's a .261 average. Represents the game's tying run. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Pilots lead this one 5-3. Zach Mann will go into the stretch with Sam Little leading off first. First pitch to Canty, off the plate. Counts 1-0. So Trey Bauer goes 1 for 2 in the 3 spot, or the 4 spot, to start this game. Was relieved by Laz Morales in the 6th. He went 0 for 1. Now Canty, the 3rd batter in the 4th spot, pops it up or over, settles under it to make the play. So the pinch hitter retired by Zach Mann, and there's 2 away. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Kyle Gallagher. Walked in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, and hit a ground rule double in the 6th. Sam Little leads off first. Zach Mann from the stretch. Little being held on by Poe. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Zach Mann's pitch. Grounded foul down the first base line. Counts 0-1. Alaka will go out and have a conversation with his roommate, Zach Mann, on the mound. Runner leads off first. The important run at the plate represents the game's tying run. Pilots lead this one 5-3. It's an 0-1 count to the designated hitter, Kyle Gallagher. Throw over. Not in time. Count still 0-1. Throws over again. No luck. Zach Mann from the stretch. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Gallagher thought about it. It's a called strike, and he's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Poe holding on the runner at first. Mann could end it here. Runner goes. 2-strike pitch outside. Throw down by Alaka. Not in time. It's a stolen base for Sam Little. And there's a runner in scoring position. Zach Mann stranded a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to duplicate that here in the 8th. There's 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. From the stretch, the pitch. Off the plate. Count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Looks back at Little at second. Fires in the 2-2. Missed off the plate again. And the count is full. So Kyle Gallagher has come back to work this count full. After 2 strikes, 3 straight balls. The 3-2. Taken at the knees. Strike 3. Kyle Gallagher down looking. Zach Mann has some words for the Flames dugout, then heads back to his own. Strands that runner on second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors in the inning. 1 Flame left on base. We played 8. Pilots with a 5-3 lead as we head to the 9th. Trent Schulte goes 2 innings, strands the bases loaded, hits a batter, strikes out 2, and now will give way to a 6'5" right-hander from Monroe Community College, Ryan Marketel. He'll face Hunter Wells, Will Olaka, and Poe. 3, 4, and 5 in the Pilots' order. Canty, the pinch hitter, stays in the game and will take over at second. Negrete moves over to short. And Webb Little will play his 3rd position of the night and will take over at first. First pitch to the switch-hitting 3rd baseman Hunter Wells, Pilots' 3rd baseman, in for strike 1. The 1-strike pitch, bounced. Counts all even up at 1. Wells has reached base 3 times, has driven in 2 runs. He's walked with the bases loaded, drove in a run with a single, and hit a ground rule double. Marketel appearing in his 9th game for the Flames. 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff man here for the Pilots in the 9th, Hunter Wells. The future Louisiana Tech Bulldog waits, the 1-2. Breaking ball, high, lays off, counts all evened up at 2. Two-two pitch misses off the plate, and the count is full to the switch-hitting 3rd baseman Wells, looking to reach base for the 4th time tonight against the new pitcher Marketel. The payoff pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle, past the diving glove of Negrete into center field. It's a base hit for Hunter Wells, his 3rd, and the Pilots have a leadoff base runner here to start the 9th. And now the throw came in and bounced into the dugout of the Flames. Hunter Wells is going to move up all the way to 3rd. The single and the 2 base error. And the leadoff man is on 3rd. Error likely to be on the center fielder carry. We'll wait to see how they score this one, and the Flames will bring their infield in. First pitch to Olaka. At the knees, strike 1. Alaka is 2 for 3 tonight, has driven in 2, and also walked. Insurance run for the Pilots on third. The Pilots would like every run they could get heading into the bottom half of the ninth. It's a 2-base error on the shortstop Negrete, allowing Wells to move over to third. The 1-1 to Alaka, grounded up the middle, into the diving glove of Negrete, keeps the ball in the infield, so makes up for his error as he keeps the ball in the infield to retire Alaka. Hunter Wells, no choice but to stay at third. That'll bring up Po Chuan Pon. The first baseman is 0 for 4 tonight. Infield still in for the Flames. First pitch foul tipped into the glove for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The batter is Po. The runner on third, it's Hunter Wells. The Pilots lead 5-3. The 1-strike pitch, breaking ball, strike 2. At the knees, strike 3. Po is down looking. So 3 straight strikes from Marketel to Po. And the Pilots are down to their final out here in the top of the ninth. It'll be Over Torres. 3 for 4 tonight, 3 singles and a strikeout. The 3 hits were against the starter Nolan. The strikeout was against Schulte. First pitch checks his swing. They'll ask to see if he went around. He did. And it's strike 1. Torres quickly behind in the count. The Flames will have 6, 7, and 8 in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Torres behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Wells leads off third. It's a 2-strike pitch to Torres. Lined into left. The left fielder will make the play to end this inning. So the Pilots get the leadoff man to third. 3 straight batters retired for Marketel. It'll be Jonathan Kyle Griffin asked to get the final 3 outs and save this Pilots win in the ninth. They lead this one 5-3. So the Pilots started with a southpaw, got 6 innings pitched, turned to their 6'4" right-hander out of the pen, Zach Mann, for 2 innings. Now Zach Mann will give way to Kyle Griffin, the Louisiana Tech Bulldog, the southpaw from Lake Charles, Louisiana. First 4 appearances for the Pilots this summer were starts. Making his 6th appearance out of the pen, looking to pick up his 2nd save. He'll face Matthew Carey, Camilo Spinoso, and Carson Negrete here in the bottom of the ninth. Pilots have a 2-run lead. Griffin got the save on Tuesday night against Geneva. Threw just 8 pitches and got 3 groundouts. His next appearance, Onondaga, on Saturday, did not go as well. Didn't get an out, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs. Gave up the 3 tying runs. The Pilots eventually won that game. The first pitch to Carey gets the outside corner, strike 1. The center fielder is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly tonight against Pilots pitching. Griffin working from his stretch. The pitch, same spot, gets the outside corner, strike 2. Carey not happy with the call. The Flames have not been happy with the home plate umpire's calls all night. Either way, it's 0-2. Griffin from the stretch. The 0-2. This one definitely off the plate. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carey steps out ahead of the 1-2 from Kyle Griffin. Griffin has 2 wins, 2 losses, and a save for the Pilots. Also has a 6.28 ERA. Looking to get the final 3 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-2. Inside at the knees, strike 3. Carey down looking for the first out here in the ninth. Pilots just 1-10 on the road, looking to pick up their second road win and their second win in July. Looking to run this Flames losing streak up to 5. The hitter is Spinoso. First pitch, misses low. Counts 1-0. Camilo Spinoso hit a 2-run triple off of Griffin in Saturday night's loss, and then scored the tying run. 1-0 pitch, also missed low. Counts 2-0. Spinoso ranks 4th in the league with 2 triples, tied with 3 Pilots for that honor. The 2-0 off the plate, and it's quickly 3-0 to Camilo Spinoso. Carson Negrete waits on deck. Griffin, 2 outs away from a Pilots win. From the stretch, the 3-0. Missed low, ball 4. A base runner for the Flames here in the bottom of the ninth. That will bring up Carson Negrete. And now his third base coach will go out and have a conversation with him. The runner on first, Spinoso, represents the 4th run. The Flames need 5 to tie this one up. Griffin got the first batter to strike out looking. Hunter Wells will come in on the turf grass at third. Poe holding on the runner at first. That runner, Spinoso. First pitch to Negrete. Strike 1. After 4 straight balls, the lefty fires in a strike. Counts 0-1. Negret's first AB tonight. Pinch ran for Gage Laning, then played second and moved over to short in consecutive innings. 0-1 pitch missed. Counts 1-0. Bottom of the ninth, 5-3 Pilots lead here at Onondaga Community College. Kyle Griffin on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch gets the outside corner, strike 2. Spinoso leads off first, being held on by Poe. It's a 1-2 count to Negrete. Griffin from his stretch, the 1-2. Looked to be at the same spot where the other pitches on the outside corner were located. Home plate umpire says no. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Griffin, the southpaw from the stretch. The 2-2. Grounded to O'Connor. Gloves it. Flips to Orr. Return throw to first. Not in time for the double play. But the Pilots get one. The lead man, Spinoso, retired on the fielder's choice. And the Flames are down to their last out. The batter will be Stephen Bennett. Struck out in his pinch-hitting appearance in the 7th against Zach Mann. Facing Kyle Griffin for the first time. Represents the game's tying run. Negrete leads off first, being held on by Poe. First pitch misses. Ball 1. Bottom of the 9th, Pilots an out away from the victory. Griffin looking to get the final out and pick up his second save. Negrete leads off first. Griffin looks at him. Now fires in the 1-0. Swinging is Bennett, and he fouls it into the Pilots' dugout. Counts 1-1. Looking to save the win for Chris Vitale. Brian Nolan would take the loss. Would be his second, would be Vitale's second win, and Griffin's second save. It's a 1-1 count to Stephen Bennett. The pitch. Lined up the middle, past the glove of Christian Orr. It's a base hit. Negrete round second. He'll stay right there as McKenna cuts it off. And the Flames have the tying base runner on base as Alaka goes out to talk to Griffin. So a single for Bennett extends this game. The tying run is on first. The batter will be Colin Bavard. Started off great, 2 for 2. Singled and scored a run, then grounded into hit a ground rule double. He's since grounded out and flown out. So he's 2 for 4. Represents the winning run for the Flames here in the bottom of the 9th. The defense will play back. Bavard looking to extend this game for the Flames. Griffin looking to end it, get on the bus, and go back to Colburn Park with a win. Bottom of the 9th. The right-handed swinging left fielder at the dish. Runners leads off first and second. The pitch from Griffin. Inside. Ball 1. Ever so important now is Alaka behind the plate. Do not want the tying run to get into scoring position. Negrete and Bennett lead. Griffin steps off. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, Pilots lead 5-3. Griffin looks over. Fires the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. To the freshman from SUNY Cortland. The left fielder, Bavard. Griffin looking to end this one right here. Looks back. The 1-1. Letter high strike, and the Flames are down to their final strike tonight. Bavard not happy with the call. The Pilots will live with it. A strike away from leaving Onondaga Community College with a win. Griffin could end it right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Low and outside. Another pitch coming from Griffin. The count was 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, 2 outs. The Flames need 2. Pilots lead 5-3. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Bavard down swinging. And the Pilots are going to go home with a win. Since the calendar turned to July, the Pilots have 2 wins in their 3 games. Jonathan Kyle Griffin comes out of the pen and gets the final 3 outs for the Pilots. Strands 2 base runners on. The Pilots are going to head back to Colburn Park for a 4th of July matchup with Geneva, winners of 2 of their last 3. Pilots got this one started in the top of the 1st. An RBI single from Will Alaka scored the game's first run. Chris Vitale then surrendered 3 in the bottom of the first. An RBI single from Trey Bauer. Bauer then stole home for the game's second run. A sacrifice fly from Matthew Carey drove in the third. Chris Vitale then pitched his next 5 innings marvelous. Just 2 hits over his final 5 innings, retired at one point 12 in a row and 16 of 18. Zach Mann comes out of the pen, gets 6 outs. The Pilots take their lead in the top of the 7th on a bases-loaded walk from Hunter Wells and a bases-loaded single from Will Alaka. Griffin comes in, strikes out the first batter, gets a ground ball fielder's choice, then strikes out the last batter to preserve this 5-3 win. Pilots move to 7-21. The Flames fall to 12-11. Home for Geneva tomorrow, at Geneva on Wednesday. Back here at Onondaga Community College on Friday. Signing off from Syracuse, I'm Frank Lasalo. Have a good night.